One of the secrets of property is that pretty much the only real strength behind it is leverage. Leverage, being able to put in a smaller deposit or no deposit, use some sort of lending and buy this asset that's valued at more. Then you can get some income from it, and hopefully there's a difference between your loan payments and the income from it. Well, this is not financial advice. This is a bloody good yarn on understanding when the music stops, or more importantly, when you've paid it off or see you sitting around in cash. When you've paid off the property over a number of years, 10, 20, 30, whatever you manage to pay it off in, or you're sitting around from a sale of some assets with some cash, should you get into property? Well, property as a core can be one of the worst returning assets if you look at income. If you're wanting an income outcome, it could just be the fact that you're looking at property because everyone else is doing it, but doesn't actually meet the outcome you're searching for, which could be income. But if you're looking for equity growth as well, it might not also be the best version of that. Now again, this is about diversification. There is no one single strategy that to rule the roost, but it's really important you understand that when you look at a property and you take this mortgage paid off and you go, right, what's my actual yield return? Well, when you look at it, in some cases, you're probably even below 5%. Some cases for residential people, negative. And commercial people, when you lose a tenant, negative or at a low yield. So it's really important you understand how best to utilize it after you've stopped using the leverage, or how best to use the leverage. Now, people go, well, Michael, that's great. I like my property though. I want to keep it for the equity growth. It's paid off. The return, yes, based on value, might be a very low percentage, but I only bought it for $1 million. It rents for 100 grand. That's a 10% return. That's really good. Yeah, but it's worth 2 million, 3 million now. So actually that deployed difference of $2-3 million could return you 200-300 grand or so maybe. So it's really important you understand that. But they say, look, I'm willing to keep the property. Is there any other options? Well, this is the big trick that institutions, family offices, companies around the world do, the professionals. They leverage against it, but they don't always just leverage against it to buy more property. That is a really good strategy when you're doubling down on the property strategy. But for diversification, or for ticking that box, which is income, you could actually borrow against your property and deploy it into a high income yielding product. Now, this could be something like a private credit, a loan facilities, it could be a business. There could be all sorts of things that allow you to get a higher return from your debt that you've risen against the asset. So that way you get to keep the asset and you get the extra income as well. It's kind of getting another bite at the cake. And what's crazy is if it can return you well enough, it could pay down your mortgage, your loan on commercial or residential at a P&I, so it could go back to zero, and give you that investment for free, and you still get to keep the property. So there's another crazy thought. So do make sure when you're considering the idea of being a freehold property investor or buying a property in cash for free, make sure you're actually thinking about your outcome. I want income, I want capital growth, I want equity. We all like to have it all, but depending on the size of your portfolio, you might be able to diversify to get it all, or you might be able to find a release of opportunity within your current portfolio that you might not know is hiding there. Hopefully you've learned something. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.